with the patient circuit is looking at the corrugated tubing, the manifold, make sure that doesn't have any visible cracks or holes, and then look at the patient circuit. So you want to just kind of visually see if there's any cracks. A lot of times you can just change the patient circuit, and most of the time that corrects the leak. So I'm going to put the flow sensor module back in here. And a lot of times what I'll do, and I'm just going to go back and I'm actually going to do the machine check. And so you just want to follow the instructions, your picture's down below. So back to vent, switch to vent, open the patient Y, which they use the green plug to occlude, which is completely fine. And then calibrate the flow sensors. I already did that by removing the flow sensor module, so I'm not going to take it back out, but normally you'd calibrate those. And then I'm just going to select start. So now what it's going to do is it's going to verify that the bag vent switch is on vent. If you forgot it, reminds you. And now it's going to check for your oxygen. So you just want to make sure that you have oxygen pressure tanks and wall pressure. And if you didn't at this point, it would remind you. When it's done, it will advance us to the next portion of the checkout. So you just want to make sure and visualize that the bellows are fully collapsed. And then you want to occlude the patient Y. So they've been using the green plug. I'm actually going to use, there's a little thumb port right behind the expiratory flow sensor. So I'm just going to use that little thumb port. And I'm going to make sure all these connections are nice and tight because there was that leak. Just to rule that out, and then select continue. So this is 5 minutes. You want to make sure that there's a cassette installed into the active bay, which 99% of the time there is. And now it's going to do the circuit leak. Now it's on the ventilator side right now because our bag to vent switch is on vent. So with that circuit leak, if it's under 100, it's going to say okay, less than 100 mils per minute. And I can see the waveform dropping. If it's the condenser.